Hi, I'm Christine Saldivar. Welcome to Talkalicious. We're going to take a moment of silence first for the victims of Las Vegas before we get started on our live video feed. So let's just take a moment. Hi, welcome to Talkalicious. I should say cheers. Welcome to Talkalicious. I'm going to go ahead and get the music on. We'll get the show started. I wanted to go ahead and play for you this song right here. There you go. Now, don't forget, this podcast is being done on Facebook Live. So if it sounds a little funny for my podcast listeners, you'll know why. Cheers! Welcome to Talkalicious. This is Happy Hour, and I've got a great show planned for you. This song is sexy, isn't it? Oh, I love that song. Ed Sheeran right there, and there is a reason. But first, I just wanted to kind of get everything back together here. I did want to start for a moment of silence for the victims of Las Vegas. It is disgusting. I don't even know what else to say, and mental illness is very real. And obviously, we don't know much about what's going on, except for the fact that last I saw, 58 people were dead, and I knew some people out there. I'm glad they're safe, but oh, the poor families. And okay, that's all I'm going to say about it, because I'll start to cry when I think about it, because it does do that. Oh, with that being said, I did post on Talkalicious on Facebook that you can go ahead and see the GoFundMe page that was set up by the Las Vegas government. So go ahead and get there if you want to contribute. It's just, I know, every little bit helps those poor victims and their families, and there's going to be lots of costs involved even for those who are injured to help them out with some of their medical costs, or God forbid, the funeral costs for those of them who lost their lives. Okay, let's get to the show. Let's have happy hour. Yes. Well, can we make that transition pretty smooth? I don't know. I'm hoping so. All right, first let's go ahead and take a drink. No, I put lemon in my drink today. I think I just spilled on myself. I'm hoping you're not seeing two of me, because remember I started this new program, and I'm really hoping that this little window is going to go away. All right, let's talk about what's going on with the show. I had to play Ed Sheeran because I'm not sure if you know this, but he surpassed Drake on Spotify as, you ready to this? As the service's most streamed track ever. He beat out Drake, over 1.3 billion times. Well, they both have 1.3, but 1.3 billion. Although I feel kind of like an old lady. I still listen to Pandora. I know. My boys are like, Mom, that's for old ladies. Okay, I guess I'm an old lady. Let's talk about what's coming up in today's show. Okay. You know, these fall fashion trends have me kind of cringing a little bit. Latex. Oh, I feel like a beached whale. You know how some of those seal, beached whale. No, that's probably pretty much more. But now there's a new fall trend, and I'm like, no. So we're going to talk about that one. Latex, I'm not doing. No, it shows every single little thing. So my cute little friends who have the perfect bodies, they can totally do it. Instagram users are not liking that their accounts are being shut off. Nope, not liking it at all. But what did we learn from these accounts? I'm going to tell you. A dad is fighting his local government for his right to allow his kids to do something. And I'm asking you this question because I want to know what you think, so look for that on Facebook as well. And have you heard of a futurologist? No, they don't have ESP, but they actually predict the future and what they're saying about what's going to happen to our office space. And concussions. And in concussions in our teenagers, very real with sports. But there are differences between boys and girls. So we're going to talk about what some latest research is showing. And we need to think about that one. And a fun night. I know this is happy hour, and I'm drinking water. I always drink water during happy hour. But, I've had a couple, 2 margaritas. A little fun the night before can leave you with something more than a hangover. And we're going to talk about that one. It's not your imagination. You really don't feel good. And looking younger can be pain-free and cheaper than Botox. This one little thing. And you'll look younger and gorgeous, and everyone will love you. We'll see. So we'll see about that one. First, let's talk about the fall trend. I'm going to go ahead and put these pictures up for you so you're going to see my computer. Hopefully you won't be scared by my stuff. Wide leg pants have made it. Seriously? I just took all of my pants and had them all brought in. I think you have to be as thin as this girl to wear them. I don't think this is a trend that I can embrace at all. I got so excited. I'm not really into skinny pants, but I'm definitely into wide leg pants. Here's another one for you. Let's see if it covers it up. Yep. I saw a girl at the Janet Jackson concert. I think you saw my post on Instagram and Facebook. She looked really darn cute in those pants. Me, I feel like an upside down flower. Like my petals should be going like this. Anyway, those are the fall fashions. Are you going to embrace it? Yeah, no, I can't do it. Now, in case you're wondering, I have to get those pictures out of my way because they're going to be over my face. I'm loving this new program so I can show you pictures of what I'm looking at. But yeah, I love trends, but there's just some I can't do, and that would be one of them. So let's talk about Instagram. Instagram has been shutting down some accounts, and they're saying, well, no, it's not us. We think it's a hacker. And obviously, some of these Instagram users are really upset because they've spent some time building up their audience. Some of these have thousands and thousands of followers. Most of them are business accounts. But what I thought was interesting about this is that there's a whole community out there, and they're called replicates. Yes, it's for Kate Middleton. They thought they'd do her fashion. Who knew? All these names. What, Katy Cats for Katy Perry, the Bayhive, all these names. Ariana Grande, what were they? What were her followers again? I can't remember. But I guess replicates are what you call these women on Instagram who replicate Kate Middleton's look. Yeah, it's kind of cute. And of course, they're very upset that their Instagram accounts have been shut down because they don't know why. And Instagram is saying, we think it's hackers and we're trying to help you, but this has been going on for a little while. Not too many accounts have been shut down because of replicate. I almost said that wrong. I thought that was funny. You learn something new every day, don't you? Okay, this one I'm really curious as to how you feel about it. Canadian father. He's got 4 kids under 7 to 11, and he has spent the time teaching them how to take public transportation to school. It takes them about 45 minutes. He equipped them with GPSs so he could see. He's monitoring them, but he's a single dad, and he's like, my kids got to get to school, and I got to get to work. So he taught them how to ride public transportation to get where they need to go. Well, the Canadian government got a complaint, and so now they're saying, no, your kids cannot do that. And he's saying, well, wait a minute, I'm a single dad. So I'm wondering, what age is it okay for you to let your kids ride public transportation? If ever. I'm in Southern California, I guess, or Central California, I guess is what I should say. But I'm in California. We have our cars. We don't really do a whole lot of public transportation. When I was in New York and also in London, lots of kids were riding it. And it was like, wow, my kids don't even walk home from school. Okay, they're in high school. They ride their bikes home. But I remember when my boys were in first grade, and I was thinking back to when I was in first grade, I walked home from school. It was all okay. And I said to the teacher, I go, does this mean they walk home from school now? And she goes, no. I'm like, oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know. Like, you're trying to figure it out and navigate, especially this new parenting world. It would be tough for me to allow a 7-year-old to take public transportation. But I guess the city says they got to be, if they're under 10 years old, they can't be doing this. And they can't stay home alone at all. And of course, he's gotten in trouble once, so they're watching him, and he says he's freaking out because he's afraid if he runs to the store to grab something real quick that he's going to get in trouble with the government. Nobody wants their kids taken away. But is it okay? I don't know. I'm thinking, I saw kids. I'm trying to think, when we were in London this last summer, I saw kids, I think about 11. I can see 11, 12 years old. I mean, they're old enough to babysit. I don't know about my 7-year-old. That would be too hard. That'd be way too hard. Okay. Have you heard of this term before? Futurologist. Yeah, they don't predict the future. Well, I guess they do predict the future, but they don't do it based on ESP. They do it based on studies. I wonder if I could call myself a futurologist to my kids. Look, if you don't get your room cleaned up right now, I can see their future. You do this, I can see your future. So this is a new term, I guess, a futurologist, and it's a scientist. And this futurologist, Dr. Nicole Millard of New Scientist Live in London. I think if you put ologist at the end of anything, could you make yourself like sound, I'm an ologist, and therefore I'm so much more whatever. I don't want to say I'm smarter than anybody else who could say that. But anyway, what she's saying is that all this open space, business space that's happening when you're at work is actually detrimental. And she sees office space going bye-bye, and everybody's going to end up in coffee shops. You want to hit their term? Coffices. I like some shared office space, but I don't like a whole lot because it is distracting. And that's basically what they're saying right now, that the work environment is actually too distracting for employees. So they're opting to go other places, whether they're at meetings or if they are emails or just people talking. I mean, to me, I relate it to going to the library. I didn't get any studying done at the library. But I do like having shared space when I work because you're around people and you can bounce off ideas. But when it's big or too many, it's too distracting. So I can't do it. But she's also saying that shrinking technology, and we don't have to have the massive computer systems anymore, make coffee shops the ideal place to have office. Oh. Futurologists or futurists are scientists and social scientists whose specialty is futurology, or the attempt to systematically explore predictions and possibilities about the future and how they can emerge from the present, whether that of human society or any particular life on Earth in general. Oh, I can predict my kids' future all the time based on their behavior. I think I'm going to start calling myself a futurologist. Do you want to be a futurologist with me? You predict it too. But I wonder what kind of degree you need. I was actually trying to get my kids to be data scientists. Does that make them dataologists? You know, apparently that's the new up and coming job for kids. Like there's going to be tons of money available to it. We're always studying the habits and with all the data that's out there and what we need to get. So maybe you tell your kids, become a data scientist. I think there's more money in data scientists than futurologists. Your kids in sports, I know. How do you feel about football? Not gonna lie, it makes me like cringy. And luckily for me, my boys don't play football. I would be okay with flag football, but CTE is real. And whether it's cheerleading for girls or soccer for girls and boys, football for girls and boys, whichever sport where they're at risk for a concussion. Well, scientists have just analyzed male athletes versus female athletes, and they're looking at their ages and between 11 and 18 years old. And what they have found, was published in the Journal of American Osteopathic Association. And when they looked at it with their first-time concussions, it's not your imagination for your teenage daughters. It takes them longer to get over the concussion. For boys, about 11 days. You ready for this, girls? 28 days for your daughters. So they're saying also, too, it's that when they looked at this, they're also showing how mental health conditions could act as a barrier to the brain's recovery from the concussion. I thought that was interesting because women, this is just a stereotype, but this is what scientists are saying, that they have higher levels of anxiety and stress, and that actually is what stops them from recovering from their concussion. I don't know how you teach less stress and anxiety to a woman. I mean, I know I go, so, but anyway, it's not your imagination, and watch your daughter a little bit longer and make sure she's okay. All right, I know we've all had a couple too many sometimes, but you're getting more than just a hangover. This was interesting. They are calling this hangxiety. Yep, this is what you get after a night of drinking. This is all about 15 million people in the United States have social anxiety disorder. And this is according to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America. That's basically 7% of our population has some sort of social anxiety disorder. I'm trying to look at it. But here's the deal. When you're hungover, you can also get anxiety because it's a feeling of being overwhelmed or anxious a day after or a night after drinking. It occurs during the same period of a hangover where someone is, and usually what feeds this is you're like, oh my gosh, what did I do last night? I don't remember. Who was that? I don't know. And you feel really bad. That's anxiety. If you just like hungover and you have nothing to worry about, maybe you just crashed out at home, then you're fine. But people who suffer from social anxiety are more likely to experience anxiety. And 20% of the people who have social anxiety are also dependent upon alcohol. Why? Because alcohol increases the dopamine in our brain, right? So we get that little high, we feel good, hey, we're having fun, woohoo, party down, get going. And then the next day, that dopamine level goes boom, and it's even lower. So you're supposed to make yourself feel better. No, not by drinking. Go get some exercise. Go have fun. Get out of the house. Don't run those thoughts through your head. Hydrate yourself back up and try to feel better. But alcohol only increases the feeling of anxiety for anybody. It was kind of interesting. I can say there's been a time or two before I'm like, did I say something? Me, it's saying something. This mouth gets me in trouble a lot. And speaking of your mouth, let's talk about how to look younger and more gorgeous. And it's not going to cost you a thing. It's free. It's pain-free. Are you ready? It's a smile. Yay. I don't know. Did my smile look fake right there? I don't know. Okay, studies have shown, and this was a psychologist at Swansea University, and I forgot to Google search it for you. I don't know where exactly Swansea University is located, but they said that the happier a face looked, the more younger people appeared and healthier. So it's so much better than going on a diet. You look better and happier and more attractive to others just by smiling. And the effect is way better than putting on any sort of makeup. So no makeup, no Botox, no other funky things you want to do to your face. Just smile. I don't know, did that smile look fake? I was trying to look at the camera to see. This was by Dr. Alex Jones, a lecturer in psychology at Welsh University, and an expert in facial perception, said that they have finally found scientific proof that a smile is really your best accessory. So smile away and look gorgeous. Isn't that cool? I thought that was very cool. That's a great note to end on. So smile throughout your day, feel younger, feel happier. And again, I just want to remind you, you can go to my Facebook page. I did post the GoFundMe page for the victims of Las Vegas. So go ahead and do that if you're looking for a way to give and to help them. And don't forget, we do this podcast every Monday and Wednesday. You can go to my website, iTunes, SoundCloud. I am everywhere. You can listen to it while you do your dishes, while you go for a walk, or whatever you like to do. And hopefully we get to spend some time being happy together. I think smiling and laughing is the best medicine, right? Sleep and laughter, the two best things in the world. Okay, I think my husband and my kids might be really upset if I said that. Do I tell them that's the truth? I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid I'm going to get in trouble. Thank you so much for joining me. Cheers. I will see you next time. This is Talkalicious, your guilt-free me time. Have a great day. Bye.